Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial of the series OmniStudio. In this tutorial we will be going through the FlexCards and I'll just show you a basic demo how FlexCard works. Basically Flex are the UI elements which display some information and also allows you to do some operation, as in do some actions. Initially, we'll just be displaying some information that we have in SalesForce. Let's say we are going to display contacts. Let's create a new flex card and give it a name, show contacts maybe. All right, and author needs to be corrected. It do not need any space. Next, for now, I am just configuring it to none because I'll be going through a few of the options that are available here, and I'll keep on changing later on. So initially I'm just setting it to none, saving it. So you get a UI like this where you get a blank card. Now we want to display contacts. Let's say initially we want to show 10 contacts, and for that we need that context to reach this card so that it can be displayed here. So we have few options that were there in the previous screen as well, the data sources. So we'll start with the pretty basic one, that is the DataRaptor. Now we do not want to pass any data to this. We just will just query through the initial maybe 10 contacts, and then we'll just display it here. I have a DataRaptor created already because I do not want to waste a lot of time creating and configuring this. So in this DataRaptor, I have just configured to get email, ID, name, and phone, and we'll keep on using these fields only across. I mean, whenever we'll be changing the data sources, but we'll keep on showing these details. And when you execute this, you directly get this list of contacts, and initially we are just going to use this thing, that is through the DataRaptor. So copy this name and configure it in here. So you get this populated. Once you configure this, you need to come here and click on save and fetch. When you do this, you'll get the whole JSON. This is the output of that DataRaptor which you are receiving in the flex card, and you can display this. In order to display these records, we need to add some UI element. Let's say we add a data table, and in this data table we want to show those records. By default it just takes the record as a parameter, and as per our configuration, let me show you, we are getting a node. Firstly we are getting an array, and then we have a node. So we need to make sure that this whole this whole array should be the root node of this. So we'll do this by configuring it like this. So here I'm saying pick the first node of the array, and in that dig down to the contacts. Now the output will change something like this. So now we have a root node, and it holds all the contact data. Now we can put the data table, and it will show the records directly, like this is how it is configured. One more thing I would like to draw your attention to is the repeat option. So by default we have a repeat option enabled, but whenever you are using data table chart or something, you need to disable this so that these tables do not get repeated. Otherwise, by default, if there are if you have configured one flex card and there are data or records repeating, then these flex card will repeat. However, in case of data table, we want to repeat the records but inside the data table rather than repeating the whole data table multiple times. Now our configurations are done. We can do the save and fetch last time and preview these details, and we'll see the list of, the table of all the contacts. Now in the configuration of contact, or you can say in the DataRaptor, I've limited it to 10 only. So you can see all of these things here. So this is one way of fetching the records. We can do other ways as well. So let's say we are getting all of this records as a JSON. We can directly paste this in here by setting it to custom first. That this is custom, and we are pasting it directly. In this case, we do not need any data source. We are putting the JSON directly, and in here we can remove it. We can configure it later on, like depending upon how we are getting the data. So this time there is no array wrapping the contact part. It is directly coming like this. So this time we need to go just in here and it will show the option. Now again, if you do a save and fetch, this became just like the way it was earlier when we configured the DataRaptor. And again, if you preview, the result will be just the same. Now we'll try another way, that is by integration procedure. Again, I have an integration procedure created, and in that integration procedure, I'm again using the same DataRaptor that I had in here. And let's preview it, and you will be able to see the response. Again, the response is pretty same what we were getting from the DataRaptor. So use case, like when you have more complex data and you need to work on multiple objects and with multiple data raptors, and then you want consolidated data as an output, in that case you can use an integration procedure. Currently we have a pretty straightforward requirement. We are just showing this, so we can directly configure this, and I'll just go in here and paste the name of this. Again, you do not need any input. We can directly do save and fetch, and we'll see how this data comes. This time again, we directly have the contact node, so we can configure it directly here. And again, no need to change anything. We can directly preview and still show the results. Now, one more method that we can use is by using the query, that is using the SOQL method, SOQL query. What we'll do is we'll choose SOQL query and we can paste the query. We can write the query here. It will bring the records. Let's do save and fetch. This time the data is coming with the query, so it looks a bit different what we're getting from the initial one, that is from DataRaptors and integration procedure. But anyways, we are still fetching the same ID, name, email and phone, so the output and the table will not change. And if we preview it, we're still going to see the same result. Okay, and one last method I'll show is by Apex REST. Let's say you have created an REST, Apex REST, and you can write the endpoint here. I have not created any endpoint right now, but I will utilize one of the SalesForce given one, that is you can call an integration procedure using GET directly by using this URL. So it will give the output. In here, we just need to give the namespace, which you can find from the installed package, and whatever is your, like for me it is OmniStudio. It can be Velocity CMT or Velocity INS for you. If you are just using the basic one, that is the OmniStudio, you will get the namespace as OmniStudio. So my URL will be in here I'll have to replace OmniStudio, and here the type and the subtype of this. We can test it using the workbench. I've logged in already, and in here I already updated these things, that is the OmniStudio, and at the end I have given the name underscore type underscore subtype of this integration procedure. I can execute it and I'll be able to see the result. So I can use the exact same thing in the endpoint here. Method will keep it as get, and when we do save and fetch, we'll get the records here, and again we can configure it with this contact part. So the reason that I'm keeping it blank at the first time is we might not know how we are going to get the data, which we just saw in case of DataRaptor. So every time we were just getting the data JSON directly and it was not wrapping in the array, but in case of DataRaptor, for some reason it was wrapping these contacts in a DataRaptor. So if we'll keep it like this and try to fetch, we'll see this invalid path and it cannot be configured like this. So we need to first remove this and then see how we are getting the data and then configure this so that we get the exact same thing what we want. So we had to add 0 because we want to pick the first node, that is the result one, and when we do this we got this result, and after previewing we will be able to see the records as well. So you can see the result. I've gone through this pretty quickly, but I just wanted to show you that there are multiple ways of getting the data in the DataRaptor in the FlexCards. And not just this, you can use the FlexCard as a UI element as well. Let's say we do not want dynamic data at all, or let's keep it like this, but you want to show additional things which are static. So you can use things that are, or elements that are available here. For the display ones, not picking up for some reason. Let's refresh. Basically we can put a rich text area there and write these are the top 10 contacts or anything. You see here, okay. So you can give anything here. Let's say top 10 contacts, and you can style them as well as you want. So let's say I do it like this. You can refer fields here as well. Let's say if you have data directly in the root node, you could have referred them, and using merge field, that is a curly braces for in here, you could have write your field and it would have displayed your display the value of that field. Let's take an example by setting up custom data. And this time instead of getting everything in here, let's just pick one contact detail. So I'll just take it directly from here, paste it in the custom node to save and fetch, and let's remove this data table because we want to refer the fields directly, and we'll update here as well. Let's say primary contact, and below this let's say give a name. Now this time we do not want this to look this big, so let's take it as medium. And in name, we already know that we have a node that is by the name, the key is the name, so we can go in this in here And when we'll do it in curly braces, I mean wrap the key in curly braces, it will display the value that whatever we have in the data. So this is email this time, email, you can see that. Similarly for phone, now we'll go back to that option where we set the repeat option as disabled earlier. So now if we'll enable it, and instead of having just one record, we'll pass more than one. So I'll copy these two records. This time we want to see what happens if this option is enabled and we pass the pass multiple records. So we'll do just save and fetch. So this time we have two contact records and we want to see the impact on the cards. Sometimes it doesn't reflect, sometimes it does. So now this time the card itself is getting repeated. However, when we were using a data table, we had to cancel that or uncheck this repeat record part, so that only the data table will show the records and it does not get repeated. Otherwise, those table would have repeated multiple times. Moving on to the next part, that is you can add other fields as well. Like we have fields, I mean literally field options here, and whatever we are getting from the output, basically input to this card and output for the DataRaptor or IPs or any other thing. So whatever we are getting here, once we do save and fetch, we get this section or the fields added to this part. So right now we have email ID, name, and phone. So instead of using merge field, we can directly put these fields here as well, and it will bring its values and labels as well. So we'll just try putting these as well. These are just different ways of showing their data. Now if we preview it, since this time we have multiple records, so I assume that this will get repeated. Didn't saved. Okay, we'll refresh it and see. Okay, now we are getting, again these cards are getting repeated and we are getting all the values which we inserted inputs for, input field basically. That sums up this video. Please like this video, share this video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.